Yo RX back with another recap of UFC São Paulo. Not gonna say what names are on a poster because I'm not gonna say that the name of those fighters at all because I'm not gonna talk about the fight. So, but we are back with another recap for a card that was very underwhelming, I guess the nice way to put it. It was not a good card. Like, had a highlight or two, but fuck, were they few and far between. It was just a very forgettable card outside of a couple moments. Like, it's short. The short card, it was not very good. Just a lot of not much good to say. But for the good that did happen on the card, I will be recapping that. So, yeah. But, not really much more to say, because I can just ramble on for a minute about how bad this card was, and I'm going to. But, all I'll say now is, please like, comment, subscribe. 50 subs goal by the end of the year. And unless I'm ready to say something, which I'm pretty sure I'm not. You want to recap some fights? I don't. Trust me, I don't. But let's do it anyway. I'll start off with the elephant in the room. Why the card is so short. We did not get 13 fights on this card. I know I broke down 13 in my breakdown, but we lost a lot of fights over 48 hours. We lost on weigh-in day. We lost fucking Ismael Bonfim and Vince Pichot, because Ismael is lazy and did not even get close to making weight, and Pichot said, fuck you. I respect what Pichot did there. And also on weigh-in day we lost Daniel Marcos and Victor Hugo. Hugo came in overweight and Marcos said no. So those are just two fights on weigh-in day, and then today, during the card, at the end of the prelims, we lost Rodolfo and Petrosian. Petrosian got sick, I guess, during the card, so, yeah. That really fucking sucked. So, in the span of 48 hours, we lost 3 fights. Like, and 2 of them, 1 of them was pretty good, 1 was fine, and 1 was whatever, so, and just look at all the, like, at least for some of these fights, the person got rebooked, but couldn't hear, or Lucas Alexander, so, I don't know, the card really fell apart, but we still turned out a very, about average card, so, yeah, not going to talk about, just going to get into the first fight of the night that mattered and was any bit watchable. That was a fight I was excited for, and it delivered. It was a pretty good fight. As we have Moura versus Montserrat Sinjeo Ruiz. The long story short of this fight was Moura got to the ground and smashed, fucking dominated round 2, which got 10-8 in round 1. Round 2, same thing. Long story short, for 2 minutes and 14 more seconds, she got to the ground, smashed till a finish. Great debut for Edward Moura. Really great debut for her. Definitely the performance and debut you should be having when you're fighting Montserrat Ruiz, let alone on short notice. She fought a perfect fight. She fought up close, and she fought a wrestling fight, which was smart, being the much bigger, and she just bullied her. Like, to be honest, she literally just bullied her, and it worked. And you should be bullying a 5-foot fighter when you're 5'6". Yeah. Just a really flawless. I would be shocked if Moura took more than like 5 strikes the whole fight. Like, she barely got hit. And she just fought smart. And I'll keep talking about Edward for a second. She is a really fucking good prospect. even if this looks nothing like her. She's a really good prospect. 10-0, 29 years old. Just had an amazing debut. Yeah, she missed weight, which I'll give her benefit of doubt if what her team said was true. Then, sure. Why she missed weight was fine. Understandable. Whatever. Just don't do it again. But, yeah, her striking, the little we've seen of it, looks fine. Her ground game's great. She's just a fucking destroyer. She gets you to the ground and she smashes. She's gonna fucking ground and pound you. If she can get a submission, she's gonna get a submission. She's just really good. Really, definitely a name to keep an eye on in that strawweight division over the next couple years. Like, I really think if she gets a little better in some aspects, she can really go far in the division. Like, her ground game's really good, and I think for striking picks up, she will be a problem in that division. So, yeah, I'm happy Edra performing her debut like she should have. She was one of my favorite fighters from a Contender Series this year. She was really impressive there. And she showed out again here, so really impressed by Edra in this fight. For Montserrat and J.R. Ruiz, I feel bad for her. Like, she pretty much shows why you need to make women's bantamweight in the UFC. These shorter girls like Montserrat cannot survive in the UFC at strawweight. They're too short. And like I said in my breakdown, why can't Andrade survive in UFC in duo? Because she fights a certain way. She fights like a fucking tank. Ruiz is a wrestler. She can't fucking strike. She's a wrestler. And she fucking, she just gets fucking outmatched. Like in her last two fights. Against the Moura, she just got fucking controlled the whole fight. Against today against Edra, she got fucking destroyed. She just cannot. Wrestling alone, she can't hang with these girls because they're so much bigger and stronger. So, it kind of shows why you need bantamweight. And I hope the UFC does, like, if they do what I think they should do with Montserrat, I hope she goes out Bellator or PFL or get a win or two, and then maybe when they do make it, might bring her back and give her another chance. 'Cause she deserves it. She did not get a fair shake in the UFC, I don't think, and I feel bad for her. I really do. So yeah, about what I have to say about Montserrat. Keep your chin up and go to Bellator or wherever has an bantamweight division 1. So yeah. Invicta, I believe, does. So, yeah. Sorry, Montserrat. And now, as I know to say, is who should they fight next? For Edra Moura, I think she should fight the person she's now called out twice, and that is... Where is she? Diana Belbita. She called Belbita out to fight on this card for her debut, and she called her out after the fight. Do the fight. And now Belbita has no reason not to do it. She's coming off a loss to Karolina Kowalkiewicz. And why not? Why not test yourself against a fucking prospect? If you lose, well, what happens? If you win, you just got a great win against her. You just took Edra's O. So book it. I think that'd be a really good fight too. I think Belbita could make that an interesting fight, and I would be very excited to see that fight. Yeah, book it. I don't see why not. Sounds like a good fight to me. Stop ducking, Belbita. And then for Montserrat or Sanjeho Ruiz, I hate to say, but she should get cut. 3 in a row, 3 finishes. Like the lame-ish fight, I excuse. And Edward Moura, excuse Morim, that's a bad O. But she just can't hang at strawweight. Too short, not strong enough, not a good striker. He has to, I don't see the point of keeping her around for another fight. Like, I like Ruiz, but keeping her in the UFC does nothing good for her. Let her go, cut her, let her go to fucking Bellator, or again, wherever has a fucking anti-weight division, and hopefully by the time you make an anti-weight division, she's got a couple wins, and you can bring her back. So, keeping her in the UFC right now, it's just gonna have her take another L, which I don't think she needs, so, yeah, really not much more to say. Sorry, Ruiz, but it's just the best thing for you to have you get cut, so you know what to do, Dana. But yeah, very not much more to say about this fight. It was the performance I expected from Moura, take it or leave it, and yeah, I'm impressed. I think Edward's a great prospect, and I'm excited to see how she does in the UFC. So yeah, and who should they fight next? I want to see Edward Moura fight Dana Belita, and sorry, Montserrat, but go back to Invicta. Moura and Belbita sounds like a great fight. Edward wants it. Belbita has no reason to decline it. Book it. So, yeah, not very much more to say. Great debut for Edward Moura, and great first fight of the night. Real fight of the night. After that, we stay in women's strawweight for another fight that was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty solid fight, and that was, of course, Angela Hill versus Denise Gomes. Very, very solid fight in my opinion. I enjoyed this fight. I think it was good, and it was a close fight in the first 2 rounds. In round 1, it was very close. Back and forth. Hill got to the ground. Gomes did okay on the feet. I gave round 1 to Angie. She ended on top. She did some good work, kept it a pretty relaxed, smart fight, and she took round 1. Round 2, a lot more of a brawl. Both landed good stuff. Both did good work. I gave that round to Denise. I think she landed better shots, did more damage. But again, 2 very close rounds. You can give them. You can really give them either way, I feel. And then round 3 was Angela Hill for 5 minutes. She just kept her down and held her down. Very good round for Angie, pretty much locking in the win, and it did. I don't agree with 30-27. I think that's wrong. Denise definitely won a round. If you think it's 1 or 2, I think it's 2, but that's just me. This fight was good. It was definitely a way I thought this fight could go, and I'm happy it did go this route, because again, it was a pretty good fight. Showed how good Denise is, showed how good Angie still is. It was just a really solid fight. So, yeah. I'll talk about Angie first, because not really much to say. It's hard to even be shocked anymore that when Angie beats a prospect she shouldn't. Like, her last 3 wins are 3 prospects she shouldn't beat. She ain't better than, let's be honest, is she better than Lupi Godinez? No. Is she better than Emily Ducote? That's the closest debate, and I say no. Is she better than Denise Gomes? I don't think so. It makes no sense. And actually, maybe for Denise, because I'll say this, unlike Lupi and Emily, Denise still fought a good fight. Like, Emily and Lupi kind of just shut down in those fights, didn't do anything. Denise still fought a pretty good fight, and she made it a really good fight, so I'll give her benefit of the doubt there. Though, I'll talk about that more in a second, more about that context in a second, but yeah, and Angie just looked good. She still got it at 38. She still is fighting at a very high level. Like, she can still beat these, like, she still has talent. She's not a bad fighter. Just, she really has problems with these, like, veterans and, like, fighters like that. It's weird that she looks good against these prospects but loses again. Like, she can beat Denise Gomes but loses to Tisha Torres. It's like, But, yeah, all respect to Angie. I would say she's kind of getting up there in the legend category at this point, because she is. She has fucking, it's so many UFC fights, it's goddamn sickening at this point. And wins, losses, she's had a lot of good fights. Fuck, she's like, her fucking Gomes was a good fight. Dern was one of the most shockingly good fights this year. Lamos was a good fight. I don't remember some of these, but I guarantee you a couple of them was probably good fights. So she's tough to finish. She's only been finished 2 times in their submissions. She only has 2 finishes. Like, she's just a really solid fighter still. At 38 years old, she's still holding up very well in that division. And I just liked Angie for being around this time because she's beating all these prospects that she ain't better than. But I think I'm starting to see like the, I don't want the charm of Angie, but I guess the skill set. She just fights really smart, and gotta respect that. She still fights at a really decent level, and can't really good for her. 38 years old and the best division in the female UFC. Good for her. Talk about Denise. This is I'll talk about this kind of fight. Another fight like this happened earlier or later on the card. But this is for Denise. This is a learn from this fight, like Sadiq Yusuf and Edson Barboza. You learn and get better from this fight. Like, you looked good, but your gas tank didn't look too well. Your ground game didn't look really good. Like, Denise is a really good fighter. You don't do what you did to Yasmin Hagli if you're a shit fighter. Like, she has good power. Her striking is good. She has a good heart. She needs to get a little more. She needs to fix up her game a little bit. She's only 23, and this is only her 11th fight, so it's very understandable that she is a little green, and to an extent, especially fighting Angela fucking Hill. So yeah, I think if she takes the fight in the right manner, like watches it over a couple times, we'll see what she did wrong, and get better from it. Even Angie said in the cage, Denise is really good. She's going to be something, and you'll see. And I agree. I definitely think couple years Denise is going to be a ranked fighter. She has the power. She has good striking. She needs to just fix up a couple things. And I think she'll be pretty good. So, and I like Gomes. But she needs a little more time. I'm excited to see who she fights next. I'll get to that in a second. But, yeah. Just keep your chin up and bounce back. And the only thing left to talk about is who should they fight next for Angie getting back in the win column. She's already ranked, so who could she fight? She's 12th. Carolina? Maybe? Yeah, Carolina. I think I said for the Carolina, who should she fight next? She should fight the winner of Angie and Gomes, and I believe that. Because I'm right, who else could Angie fight? The winner of Luana Ribas? I don't see why. Winner of Ricci Godinez? No. Marina? Did that fight happen? No? I don't hate that fight, but I think Marina wants to fight up, so I doubt that. Maybe Andrade, if Andrade loses to Dern. But I like that Carolina fight. 12 versus 14, 2 veterans who have somehow never fought, never even been booked. I like it. I like that fight, so let's do it. I think that's a very good fight. 12 versus 14. Carolina's on a great winning streak right now. 5 in a row, I believe. Against some young fighters. Let's see, where is KK? Yeah. Or 4 in a row, my bad. 4 in a row versus Angie, who is fucking 3-2 in her last 5, coming off a nice win. Look at 2 veterans. I like it. And then for Denise Gomes, go back to the drawing board and bounce back. Who could she fight? Maybe Cornelosi if she ever actually fights. Asmin Lucindo is not a bad option at all. Mizuki, you got options. You got a lot of good options for Denise. Kanaku, Murata, Jessica Panay. So, you got, no, never mind. You got good options, it's just what do you want her to do, so, yeah, I highly doubt UFC's gonna pick up bad options for Denise. So, yeah, I'll just wait and see what they do. You got options, and I wonder how quick Denise is gonna want to bounce back from this, because, like, I won't be shocked if she takes off a good minute, like, she ain't back to, like, March, April, May, and that's understandable, so, yeah. But, not really much more to say about this fight. Really good fight in my opinion. I enjoyed it. And who should they fight next? I like to see Angela Hill versus Karolina Kowalkiewicz. And Denise Gomes. Let's see what the UFC does. I think you got a lot of options. I don't think you can go wrong with many. For Angie and Karolina, I like to fight. Two veterans. Probably would be a good fight. Look it. So, yeah, not really much more to say. Good fight. Veteran teaching the prospect a lesson, and that's kind of the theme on this card. We saw that again later in the most shocking fight of the night, so yeah. But Angie doing what Angie does best. Not very much to say. After that, we had to our third fight of the night, and this was a good knockout, really good highlight here. And we have Vitor, not Victor, Petrino versus Modestas, Bukauskas. Very, I don't want to say predictable fight, but not the most difficult fight to predict in the world. In round 1, Vitor fought pretty smart, just put Modestas on the ground and held him there, took round 1 pretty easily. Round 2, it was more striking, and Vitor was able to clip him with a vicious left hook and send him out cold. Well, out. Not, I wouldn't say cold, he did get up not too quickly, but he was fucked up. Yeah, very good performance by Vitor Petrino. Yeah, I know that was a really quick recap, but that's all it was. Kept him on the ground in the first, knocked him out quick in the second, so, yeah. Very solid performance by Vitor Petrino. Definitely a guy who I'm getting more and more impressed with by the fight. Like, he's getting better. Like, that's the scariest part about him. He is getting better. Like, in the Anton fight, I think he's a kind of, I'll throw it up to, he probably had jitters, and it was just a very bad performance. Then the Pacquiao fight, could have been a better performance, still dominated, but could have looked better, but he still got to win. And then in this fight, he looked better than ever. Like, he's not looked this good since Contender Series when he got the knockout of a left hook, funny enough. Yeah, he looked fantastic here. Like, ground game looked good, gas tank held up well, power's great. He looked good, and like, Modestas might not be the best fighter, but he is a fighter who does fight kind of smart, and to be able to catch him like that, as cleanly as he did, good shit. Like, Vitor is definitely, dude's only 26 years old, 10-0, definitely a guy who I think can do some shit at light heavyweight. Like, in a division that's always pretty wide open, like, especially right now, like, of course you got your couple guys at the top, but, like, in these lower levels, like, you could really throw Vitor in here, and right here, right now, I think he could do pretty well. And wait, by the time he does get there in another fight or two, he's gonna be better than he is right now. That's scary. Like, Vitor is pretty good. If it's, like, my only concern with him is his gas tank, and that actually looked pretty solid tonight. Like, he didn't look too gassed in the second if he was gassed at all, and he looked very impressive. His striking is good, his ground game's solid. This guy could be a decently ranked fighter in a couple years, if not even a year. So, this time next year he's ranked, I won't be shocked at all. I won't be shocked if he's top 10 even. Like, he's good. I think he's a very interesting prospect in that light heavyweight division, and I would like to see how he does against a step up, and I'll talk about who he should fight. But I definitely think he could make moves in this division. Like, let's be honest. Put him in there with a couple guys here, he beats them. Dominic Reyes, Ryan Spann, fucking, probably not Jacoby, maybe Menafield, no, maybe Clear, I doubt it, maybe Volkan, Anthony Smith he would beat. Like, I'm interested to see how Vitor looks as he climbs the ladder, cause, like, And since he has looked good since that Anton fight, I'll give that a pass. That was just debut jitters, blah blah blah. Because he's looked really solid since then. And that's 3 wins in 2023, by the way. Damn, really good year for him, man. And he's gotten better every fight. That's the scariest part. If he keeps getting better every fight, which I think he is, this guy's gonna be good. So, yeah, really good performance by Vitor Petrino here. And to talk about Bukauskas, not really much to say that has already been said about him in my other recaps or breakdowns. He's just, I don't know, he's like the most almost average fighter ever. His striking is subpar, and his ground game is pretty non-existent. Like, it's very not good. Like, yeah, he got 2 wins in his comeback, but Tyson Pedro's ass. And then Zach Pounga's terrible, and that wasn't even that good of a performance against Pounga, so I won't even talk about this first round, because not much to say. Like, Crew and Khalil can't get mad at, and Olasheshuk, sure. Yeah, he's just not that great. He's just, like, very average, about to say below average, so. Again, like, these are your 2 wins. People were, like, they were literally hyping these wins up on fucking like, on his walkout. I'm like, come on. So, not really shocked he lost to Petrino. He should lose to a guy like that. He's not on that guy's level. He wasn't even really a test for him. He kind of just got ran over, so. Like, nice try, Bukauskas, but he ain't fucking Zach Pounga or Tyson Pedro, so. Yeah. Yeah, Bukauskas will be back. He'll fight another shit fighter and probably get a win. I won't be shocked, because even he can beat the Tyson Pedros and Zach Poungas of the world, but he's never gonna beat a Vitor Petrino. He probably won't even beat like a Nega Mariano or someone like that. So what does that tell you? But yeah, not really much to say about Bukauskas. Only thing left to say is, who should they fight next? For Petrino, there are some options for him. 3 nice wins now in a row. Best one so far. I would say he deserves a pretty nice matchup next. You could kill Jimmy Crudoff for good. Yanko Talaba. Fuck, Dominic Reyes is right there. Ooh. Kennedy and Zetriku, I like that matchup. Yeah, that might be a fight I do. Kennedy, that makes some sense to me. Yeah, I think I like that fight. Kennedy and fucking Vitor, that just screams a banger fight. Let's do it. Kennedy coming off that bad loss to Jacoby. I'm down. Book it. And then for Modestas, I don't fucking know. Maybe someone coming off the Contender Series, or Empic Kasagina is a fucking light heavyweight. Fuck off. Or maybe Nega Mariano. I don't know. Who cares? But yeah. That's not really nothing right to say there. Who cares? It's the main thing to say, so that's what I'll say. But yeah, really good performance by Petrino, really good knockout, and he is getting more and more impressive fight by fight, so always good to see that from a prospect. And who should they fight next? I would like to see Vitor Petrino versus Kennedy and Zetriku, and English. And for Bukauskas, I don't care. So Petrino and Zetriku sounds like an amazing fight that has no chance of going 15 minutes. So book it. All I can say. Great knockout by Petrino. And after that, we end the prelims off with a fight that was pretty good, actually. The decision terrible. Pretty good fight. As we have Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos versus Rinat Fakhretdinov. Pretty crazy fight, to be honest. A lot of layers to this fight, I think. In round 1, Rinat dropped him and was able to control most of the round. In round 2, Zaleski looked good. He made it more of a fight, but definitely Rinat took that round. And then in round 3, it was pretty much all Zaleski. He hurt Rinat bad to the liver with a body shot, almost finished him. So, they both had their rounds, but they were very clear. But somehow these rigged-ass Brazilian judges gave Zaleski a 10-8 in round 2, 2 of them, and that made it a draw. Fucking bullshit. Like, Rinat didn't look too good, but he clearly won that fight. He won the first 2 rounds. Like, that 10-8. That 10-8's Grasso Shevchenko batch, like, what the fuck did you watch? Like, y'all motherfuckers give out 10-8s like they're candy on Halloween, and we already passed Halloween. So, it's like, come on, man, this is just so rigged, it's not even funny. But, whatever, still a really good fight. Like, it really showed a lot of both guys. I really want to talk about Rinat first, since he really won the fight anyway. I hope he takes this as a learning experience, which I guarantee he will. He seems like a smart fighter. Like, if he rewatches this fight back, I think he's gonna see the mistakes he made. He has no sense of, like, accuracy or timing from far away. Up close he's not bad, but from far away he's terrible at striking. I swear I didn't see him throw a jab once, which, come on. His kicks are few and far between, even though they did some good work. His cardio, he was gassed by the 3rd, and his defense wasn't great at times, plus he needs to stay focused. He was trying to be too buddy-buddy. I think that did fuck him a little bit. So, if he can go back and watch that fight over and see all that and fix it, or even some of it, because he's not going to fix all of that right away. But if he can go back and fix some of that, I think he's really going to be a really good fighter. He is a really good fighter right now, just they handed him a test, and he had problems with it. He passed it, clearly, terrible decision, but he had his problems with it. And I hope he goes back, does the studying again, and fixes that for his next fight. So, because he is really good. I'll keep saying, if Rinat keeps improving, he'll be champion. He just screams a champion. And again, if he keeps improving, I can see it. So, yeah, just needs to fix up some holes into the game. If he does, I think we got a really good fighter on our hands. And to talk about ZDS, Zaleski dos Santos, mad respect to this dude. He is so fucking good. Like, he is stupid good. Like, 36 years old, and he just made Rinat look very beatable. Like, wow. Very, very impressive. Like, Zaleski's always been a pretty underrated fighter. Like, we've always known he's really good, just he's been underrated. This might be a fight he needed to take him over the mountain. Like, in his last couple fights, yes, he looked amazing against Benoit, but that was a lightweight on short nose. He looked very underwhelming against Abubakar in this fight. He didn't look bad, he just looked kind of underwhelming. But then he bounces, and then he shows up a couple months later and does that to Rinat. Impressive. He is really, really good, and I hope he gets the respect he deserves, because again, he is really good. So, yeah. I like ZDS. I think he's a very underrated fighter, and he might not be underrated too any longer. So, very solid performance by ZDS. He just, like, this fight was great for both guys. Rinat got taught a lesson, and hopefully he gets better from it. And Zaleski put his stock up, got a lot of stock, because now people definitely will remember him, and he looked good. He looked good. People will fucking remember him, and he won't be underrated anymore, I don't think. So just really good shit by Zaleski dos Santos, and good shit by both guys. Really good fight. They put on a great fight. The draw was fucking stupid, but whatever. What can you do? So just a really solid fight. I'm not gonna give a fight yet because I don't really know what to say for a draw, and in this case I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. So who they're gonna boost down, boost up, all whatever. So just I'm gonna say really great fight. Both guys, I think, got needed this kind of fight, and I'm interested to see what they both do next. Really good fight, boys. So those are the prelims. 4 pretty good fights. Impressive debut. Really good fight here. He's getting better. Really good fight here. Solid prelims. Then we had to the main card, which was fine. Could have been better. Could have been worse. And let's start the main card with the first fight on it, since this got bumped up to the main card off the prelims, as we have Elves Brener versus Kaynan Kruschewsky. Wow. So throughout round 1 of the very kind of a close round, both guys were landing good shots and all that, trading. Pretty good fight. And then out of fucking nowhere, Brener throws this, I guess you can call it a combo that he threw earlier in the fight. It was a overhand right, which he missed, and then that led into a left hook, which smacked Kaynan right on the ear and knocked him out cold. Knocked to the equilibrium, fucking dead. And Brener got an amazing knockout. Yeah, like, good fight up until the knockout, and then the what the fuckery. So, good shit by Brener, man. Really good shit. Now I'll talk about Elves first here, because, again, impressive. Brener is really good. Like, I'll shrug off that Zabera fight that he lost. Like, short notice, what can you do? His last 2 fights, like, full camp and all that, Jesus Christ. A Warwicker Kruschewsky that led to a crazy upset, and then starching Kruschewsky like that, who I think is pretty good coming off Contender Series. God damn! Like, dude, Charles Oliveira has a fucking really good student. Like, this dude's good. His striking solid. We know his ground game's gonna be good. You're Charles Oliveira's fucking teammate. If you can't go to the ground, you're goddamn garbage. Deus Madonka. Yeah, Brener is really good, man. He can make some noise. Like, I could see him getting into that, like, lower rankings of the top 15, like Matt Frivola, Money Moicano, guys like that, cause he is good. He's very solid, and this was impressive as fuck. Like, this was super duper impressive. Like, he was winning the round, and then out of nowhere, just clink, knocked out cold. God damn, man. Impressive as shit from Brener. He is good. Like I said, I know I shit on him a lot after that Zabera fight, but he's earned my respect. He didn't call us the robbery. It was just a shitty decision. He's really woken up since, and respect, he is pretty fucking good. So, yeah, that was Brener. To talk about Kruschewsky, really little to say. Dude stepped in on really short notice. He stepped in on Tuesday to take this fight, and he looked fine. Until the knockout, he was looking pretty fine. He was gonna fight Davison Figueiredo. Cool. Like, how the fuck were you gonna fight Davison, dog? That was never gonna happen. You're a fucking lightweight. But, wait, what was this fight gonna take place at? Fight you or miss weight. But yeah, Kruschewsky is not a bad fighter, man. I'll give him benefit of doubt. You stepped in on short notice to fight Elves Brener. You literally stepped in on Tuesday, so yeah, I'll give him benefit of doubt. When he comes back off a full camp, we'll really be able to judge him. I think he looked pretty good off Contender Series. I think he looked good at moments in this fight, and we'll see how he does in the next fight. If he keeps his chin up, doesn't fucking let this, like, break him, I think he can do some good things. So, yeah. not very much to say about Kruschewsky. Just bounce back, get a full camp, and see what happens. So, yeah. And the only thing to talk about is who should they fight next. For Elves Brener, I think this dude deserves a pretty good fight. I don't know who, but I think he deserves a pretty good fight. You could put him in there with Daniel Zellhuber. I don't hate that fight. That'd be a pretty good fight. Zellhuber, Brener. There's like he shouldn't, like, you could rebook him or Rabovics, but I think he deserves a better fight than that right now. So Bob Mendez needs a good performance. Michael Johnson's always an option. I think I like that Daniel Zellhuber fight. Yeah, and I don't know like who Zellhuber could fight that'd be much better. So yeah, I think I like that Zellhuber fight. I think that makes a lot of sense. It could be a really good fight for him. For both guys. So yeah, let's do it. Daniel Zellhuber and Elvis Brener. Screams a banger. Let's do it, man. Let's see what happens. I like that fight. Or I really do like that fight. So, book it. And I'm gonna give a fight idea for Kruschewsky. Coming off his debut, short notice, get knocked out. UFC will book him, right? I think so. So, yeah. Not really much more to say. Besides, wow. And who should Elvis Brener fight next? I would like to see him fight Daniel Zellhuber. I think it'd be a pretty good fight. A prospect versus prospect. Let's see who comes out on top. Really great performance by Elvis Brener. Respect. After that, we go to the second fight of the main card, which I was very happy by because it was funny as fuck to watch a can get beat up. As we have Caio Borralho versus Afraud Magomedov. Man, Caio Borralho is really fucking good. In round 1 and 2, very close but clear rounds. Like, Caio clearly took the first 2 rounds. I think this score giving a boost round 1 is fucking stupid. But whatever, people are stupid. This is the right scorecard. But yeah, Caio was doing good work on the feet, just fighting better. And then in round 3, a boost was so gassed, and Caio just picked him apart, got him to the ground, beat him up there, and won a 30-27. That's the long and short of it, unless I'm getting a big moment in the fight, which I don't think I am. Like, neither guy got dropped, neither guy got hurt too bad until the third, so yeah, there is not much to really say. To talk about the fighter that is actually good in this fight, Caio Borralho. Dude, Caio is so good. 5-0 in UFC now, and another really solid performance. Like, he is really good. He's looking better and better every fight. In these 2 fights, in these 3 fights, he looked very average. Like, in these 2, he's a decision machine. He kinda did not look too good here from what I remember. Then we have the Olszewski fight where he really woke up and he looked fantastic. And now in this fight he looked better than ever. His striking looked really improved. His ground game is still really good. He really impressed here. And I really think we could be seeing a problem on middleweight's hands right here. Like, as his striking does get better, because it already looks better, he could really cause some problem in that division. Especially with it being very wide open besides Hamzat. He's one of the best prospects in that division. I definitely think he has a really bright future. So, I'm very interested to see what he does. He is getting better, it seems. And I'm very excited to see how he does keep improving as a fighter. So, yeah, he's getting better every fight, it seems. Like, he outstruck Abu, which a lot of people thought he would have to beat him on the ground. No, he just beat him on the feet. He worked very well behind his right hand. jab, hook, everything worked really well behind his right hand, and just showed a lot of improvement from his last fight. Like, this is the best striking performance I can remember seeing from Caio, and something we need to see. Because, like I said, his ground game's great. We know that. It's his striking that was the problem, and it looked great. So, yeah, not very much to say. And I'm not gonna say much about Afraud. He sucks. He's gonna like lose one more fight and get cut. So whatever. But to talk about who they should fight, well, who Caio should fight next. First of all, I'll say this, he deserves to get ranked already. Did they take Gastelum out to rankings yet? No. Take Gastelum out to rankings and put Caio. You have no reason to keep Gastelum in the rankings when he's literally fighting at welterweight in less than a month. So, you're gonna do it anyway, do it now. Move fucking these 4 up, put Caio at fucking 15, he deserves it. Second of all, who does he fight? I don't know who he really would fight in the top 15. Fluffy, I don't really want to see them fight. Chris is booked. Paul is booked. Imavov is booked from what I heard. Allen is booked. Nope. Maybe Hermanson? Like, I don't know who Hermanson can fight either. Is Fluffy Hernandez booked? He's not. Maybe they have Fluffy fight Hermanson? Which I don't hate. But that really leaves who the fuck does Caio fight? And especially if Imavov is booked like I heard he is against Roman Dolidze, then that really leaves a couple guys like Ikram and Caio without fights. So I'm really interested to see what they do here. Do they do Ikram and Caio? I don't want to see them do that yet. I'd rather, like... I'm trying to think. Trying to think what they could do. Like... You could have Fluffy fight Hermanson, which I'm fine with. You could have Caio fight... I would say have these two fight. Maybe Caio could fight... Shit. I have no idea. Like, this division's actually getting really good outside the rankings now. Like, you're getting fucking so many talents. It's like, fuck, who do you book against who? Fuck. Maybe if someone pulls out of a fight, like maybe if Curtis or Barry pulls out, Caio could step in, or I would say you have Fluffy fight Jack, and then everyone else is booked. I really don't know what you do. Like, Ikram and, like, Ikram and Caio are kind of lost for fights. Like, you could have Joe fight Gregory, which I'm fine with. But then, what, are you gonna have one of them beat up Brad Tavares? What's the point? Like, Nazoltan, Ruziboev is good. Michelle Pereira is good, but I really don't want to... I guess you could have Nazoltan fight Ikram, or... I don't know. This is a real pain, because there's, like, everyone's booked right now, pretty much. Like, the only people not booked are guys who they're not gonna fight. Do you really see them throwing Ikram or Caio in there with Vittori at 5 or Paulo at 6? Probably not again. So, like, the only ranking spot, only guys open for fights, and I think they just fight each other, and that's Fluffy and Jack. So, I don't know what they're gonna do with these two, but you could have one fight Caio, one fight Ikram. I doubt they do that, though. I don't know. I'm really intrigued to see what they do, because I have no fucking idea. So, yeah. I'm kind of UFC, good luck. You're gonna need it finding out what the fuck to do in that division, because there's no open fights. I don't think so. Yeah. But besides that, not very much to say. No fight idea, because I can't find one, and yeah, Caio's great. So, good performance by Caio. Very little left to say. Hopefully they book, like, if they book him in another fight like Brad Tavares or Bruno Silva, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Why? I hate how they do that with prospects, give them like 16 fucking prove-it fights before they get a ranking. They do, guys like Caio, Ikram, Pfeiffer should have already been fighting in the goddamn rankings. Why the fuck is Jack Hermanson ranked over these over these good fighters? So, whatever, I'm gonna stop ranting. Caio Borralho was great. After that, we had to the most useless, forgettable rematch ever. I'm not gonna say much about it. One of the worst fights I've seen in a while. I don't give a fuck who they fight next. They both suck. Next. And the last fight I'll talk about during this card, because it was the last good fight on this card, and it was probably the best fight on the card, because what the fuck? We have Nicolas Dalby versus Gabriel Bonfim. Wow. Fucking wow, man. Oh, I need to take a drink before this shit. Stay hydrated. Wow. In round one, it started off being a war, and over time, Bonfim did start to win that war. It was close, but Bonfim did have better moments, and he did take round one. In round two is when everything got crazy. It started off about the same as round one, but then, like, not long into the round, Dalby really started to wake up. Pressure, 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 breaking Bonfim by the minute until he kneed him in the forehead, sent him out to the ground. It's over. Nicolas fucking Dalby, man. Are you kidding me? I can't even fucking believe it right now. Like, one of the most insane upsets this year. Green, Dawson level, what the fuck? Like, I can't even fucking believe it, to be honest. Like, wow. Wow, 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 wow. What a fucking finish. Nothing more I can say. What a fucking finish. What a fight. This guy. I want to talk and praise this motherfucker. I'm done counting him out. He is actually really good. Doesn't make any sense how he went from having underwhelming performances here to finishing Gabriel Bonfim. Nope. But holy shit. I'm not counting out Dalby again. Dude is really fucking good. Wow. He is hitting his prime at 38. He literally is. As stupid as that fucking sounds, it's fucking true. This dude's hitting his prime at 38. It makes no sense. I can't even fucking explain it. One of the weirdest runs I've ever seen. Like, out of nowhere, Nicolas goddamn Dalby went from fucking very forgettable fighter to now being on a 4-fight winning streak with one of the biggest upsets of the year and on the verge of being ranked. And you can make the case for ranking him, especially with how bad Rinat kind of looked. You could honestly put him at 15, and I don't think anyone would complain. So, that's insane. I am fucking sorry for disrespect. I did not know your game, bro. I did not know your game. He's good. Wow. He is weirdly really fucking good. All respect to Nicolas Dalby. He deserves it. Wow. Just fucking wow. I can't think of another word to say besides wow. He is a beast. He's a beast out of nowhere. He said it's time to fucking kill, and he gets the first fight of his to get a finish. I'm not gonna count that. Don't count this. Since fucking 2019, his first fight to end in a finish, him winning or losing since 2019. Again, I'm not counting two, no contests. So yeah, and I don't even know what to say. Respect Nicolas Dalby, man. Respect Nicolas Dalby. Tough as nails. Talking about Bonfim, In a way, I want to call this a fraud check. In another way, I want to just say, what could he do? Dalby just said, fuck you, I'm winning this fight, and he did. He did. He said, fuck you, I'm going to win this fight, and you are not going to do a thing about it. And he couldn't do a thing about it. That, like, Jesus Christ. All respect to, like, Dalby. Bonfim, I don't know what to say. If I try to say anything, it's not going to be too good. You need to impress in your next fight. You and your brother. And your brother, I don't even know what to say about him. Terrible week for the Bonfim boys. Ismail's lazy as fuck. Gabriel gets beat by Nicolas Dalby. What the fuck? 2023 UFC. The only thing left to say is, who the fuck should Nicolas Dalby fight next? I might give Bonfim a fight too. For Dalby, dude, you could put him in the rankings, and he fucking deserves it. Like, there's a couple options of who he could fight. There's one name I'm looking at, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not hating on that. Mike Kies is a good option, but, like, dude, Kies is old as shit. Like, even though that's not bad, but who knows when Kies is even gonna fight again? Like, and I think there's a step down for Dalby, to be honest. Gunnar Nelson's always there, but I'm pretty sure they're like training partners or some shit. REA, I guess, but that seems like a step down. Like, one name that I'm looking at and I'm really liking, Kevin Holland. I'm really liking that fight. Like, in my head, like, of course Holland had a lot of other options, but who else would Holland fight? He's not gonna fight up and fight Jeff Neal, because he's coming off a loss. He wanted to fight Magny, he's booked. He could fight Gunnar Nelson, he could fight RDA, Zaleski. I like that. Dalby might deserve that fight, man. He fucking deserves it, I think. I might say Dalby, like, either Kies or Holland. Either fight, I think I would do. I think Holland is more interesting. Like, Kies is just another easy win for Dalby. But I like that Holland fight, so I'll keep both in mind. But I think Dalby deserves either one of those fights because, wow. Just wow. So, yeah, not really much more to say. Oh, and for Gabriel, I was thinking that I was gonna do a fight idea. I have no idea what you could do with him. So, yeah. Not really much more to say besides all respect to Nicolas Dalby. I'm sorry for disrespecting you. And, wow. Who should Dalby fight next? Like I said, Michael Chiesa or Kevin Holland. Either or works. I like either matchup, so do it. Nicolas Dalby hitting his prime at 38. Impressive. Boom. There's the card to go over my picks. Not great. I got only 5 right. Really, let me be honest, I got 6 right. So I only got 2 wrong that actually matter. I'm not counting this garbage. So in fights that actually matter, I went, fucking 6-2? Not bad. That's pretty fucking good, so I'm okay with it. The bonuses. 5 of the night, Bonfim and Dalby. Performance of the night, Brener and Petrino. I agree with the performance bonuses. I agree with fight. Like, Dalby deserves a bonus in some way, and 5 of the night's probably the best option, so yeah, I'm okay with that. Like, you could have gave... Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I don't know, what else you could have done, really, so yeah, I agree with that. Dalby... Brener and Petrino no doubt get bonuses for their finishes, and then Dalby, yeah, I agree. So, yeah, completely perfect with the odds. I'm happy they didn't do, or the bonuses, I'm happy they didn't do something stupid with them, so, yeah. But, nothing really more to say. UFC São Paulo, second card in Brazil is here, and definitely not as good as 283. It was just really disappointing at parts. It had its moments. If you missed a card, what would I tell you to rewatch? Pretty much everything I broke down besides Nascimento, skip that. But everything else I'd watch. This was good. This was good. This was good. this was good, this was great, this was decent, and this was garbage, and this was amazing. So yeah, I would say rewatch those fights. You can, everything else, skip. It was not worth your fucking time. Trust me, it wasn't worth my time, and that says a lot. So, but yeah, not very much more to say. Disappointing card, but for a card that fell apart, to still get as much good shit as we did, 2 good knockouts, a crazy upset, decent fights like Rinat and Gomes, what can you do? So, yeah, very good shit on this card. Just sadly, some bad shit definitely makes it smell a little worse than it is. And, yeah, not very much more to say. You'll hear from me again next week for a breakdown of UFC 295, Yuri and Alex. Oh my fucking god, I can't wait for that. Pavlovich and Aspinall. Fuck. Lupi and Ricci, Benoit and Favola, Dern and Andrade. Oh, that's gonna be a great card. I can't wait. If it actually stays intact, which I already lost a fight yesterday, so cheers. But yeah, I'll break that down on Friday, 1 p.m. EST, like always, and I'll recap it Sunday, 1 p.m. EST, or Monday, 10 a.m. EST. So, yeah. And that's not when the premiere, that's just when the video's gonna go. I'm done premiering videos, that's just when it's gonna go up, so, yeah. But, yeah, there's not much more to say, you guys. I would say girls, but I'd be lying if I said I was actually watching this fight. But, yeah, unless I'm going to say something, please, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 50 subs to go by the end of the year. We're not going to hit that shit. Comment anything you want to tell me down below. And as always, I somehow broke down 8 fights and talked for an hour. As always, RX. Recap, not breakdown. Out. Nicolas fucking Dalby.